Hello to you, James. Tell us a little bit more about what's going on at the trial today.
Well, indeed, as you said, it's it's most impacting trial. This is the 136th day, and what is very unusual, for example, is the fact that there are three prosecutors, and these three prosecutors will kind of share this closing argument, if you will. Now, as you know, there are 20 co-accused in this case, 14 of which are actually here in person. And what we are going to see today is that basically prosecution is going to recommend sentences for all these co-accused. That's 20 if you consider the 6 that are being trialed in absentia, 5 of which are believed to have been killed in Syria. So, yes, what we are expecting today is to see what the prosecution has decided to recommend as sentences. What we're expecting is that 12 of the people in the docks today will be probably faced with life in prison. Another 6 are expected to be handed a potential sentence recommendation, once again, of 20 years. And then there is one person who is potentially expected to be facing 6 years. But what we have here is 3 days during which prosecution has been going through what has happened day by day, minute per minute. And what, for example, was quite marking yesterday is that indeed some of the co-accused have been saying that their role was minor, that they only drove a car or simply provided fake identity, for example. Well, what the prosecutors are saying, look, you've all worked for the beast, you've all fed the beast, you've all aided and abided the beast, as it was called by one of the prosecutors, so you are all guilty. And this is very much what they are going to try and prove and indeed explain today before they hand down these sentence recommendations. And that will come before next week it will be the defense its turn for closing arguments.
And during these proceedings, James, there was also some details being rehashed over Salah Abdeslam's actions during the attacks. He was, of course, the only surviving member of the Islamist hit team that opened fire at the Bataclan concert hall and on the cafe terraces.
Absolutely. Salah Abdeslam, who's been, first very silent in this trial that's been going on for, months now, but initially decided not to speak or simply present himself as a soldier of the caliphate, as he put it. And then, as time has been going through, well, he has decided to open up, to speak more, eventually getting to the point where he broke out in tears in front of the plaintiffs, saying that he had decided not to detonate his belt in order to not kill people. Now, this is what the prosecution says is a lie, and this is what they've been saying for the past 3 days. They've been rehashing this explosive belt decision. Was it a decision? Was it a failure from the belt? What exactly happens? And they do not believe that Salah Abdeslam took a decision. They believe that indeed this belt failed and that he couldn't carry out his plans. Now, other questions have been as to what his exact role in the commando was. Salah Abdeslam claims that he went through the border twice, bringing people from Brussels. The prosecutors say he did this 5 times. So many question marks, and at this stage what we are expecting as a prosecution recommendation for Salah Abdeslam is the harshest possible punishment in the French legal system, and that is life without parole.
All right, James, thank you very much. James André reporting.